We've all been told the same thing over and over. To fix broken communication, we just need one more tool. But what if that's the actual problem? Today, we're going to look at a completely different way of thinking, a huge shift in how businesses can finally take command of their most important asset, their conversations. It all starts with a scene that I'm sure is way too familiar. You've got critical client info, project updates, super urgent decisions, and it's all happening in these scattered WhatsApp groups with zero oversight. It's just chaos.
And then, of course, there's the email inbox, that relentless, never-ending flood of messages. Endless reply-all chains, attachments buried somewhere deep inside, and you just know key people are being left off the CC line. It's a full-time job just trying to stay afloat.
So what's the result of all this? You get completely siloed conversations. The sales team is talking over here, the operations team is on a totally different platform, and the leadership team is just trying to piece it all together from a distance. It's a mess.
Look, what we're describing here isn't just a minor annoyance. It's a real systemic problem. Let's just call it what it is: communication chaos. And honestly, it's the default state for most businesses today.
And this chaos, it's not just inefficient, it's actually dangerous. It creates a day-to-day reality where you have zero governance, pretty much zero security, and absolutely zero control over your company's most critical information.
So this forces us to ask a really important question. If adding more and more specialized tools just keeps creating more silos and more chaos, is there a better way to do this? There has to be, right?
Well, the answer isn't another tool. It's a strategic pivot. Instead of throwing another app into the chaos, the solution is to rise above it with something totally new, a command layer.
So what exactly is a command layer? Well, think of it like an operating system for all your communication. Its job is not to replace your ERP or your CRM or any of your other tools. No, its job is to orchestrate the conversations around those tools, bringing everything into one unified, controlled space.
And that command layer, it has a name: AImara.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, great. Another app. But that's the key thing to understand here. This is not just another app to add to the pile. It's an entirely new layer of your tech stack.
This visual really says it all. The old way of thinking just adds another siloed tool that competes with everything else. The command layer model, on the other hand, orchestrates. It sits right on top of your core systems, your ERP, your CRM, and unifies all that communication without making you rip and replace the things you already depend on.
So how does this actually work? Well, you can think of AImara as playing 4 core roles. First, it becomes the official face of the brand for your clients and your VIPs, a really premium, secure space. Second, it's the control center for your own team, your vendors, and your partners. Third, it acts as the interface for all your AI agents and automations. And finally, and maybe most importantly, it is the single governed layer that gives you oversight across everything.
Okay, so that's the what. But let's talk about the why. What's the real payoff here? Why does this shift from just buying more tools to building a command layer really truly matter?
Well, for enterprise leaders, it really boils down to 5 huge benefits. First, you get full governance and compliance. Second, you get a zero disruption integration. You also unlock incredible new levels of productivity with AI. You protect your brand by getting rid of those risky shadow IT channels. And at the end of the day, you make your entire enterprise ready for the future.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? No one wants another system. They want one face to all systems. It's all about making things simpler and more unified, not adding more complexity.
And I love this next one because it's just so clear. Your ERP tells you what's happening. AImara lets you talk about it. It perfectly defines AImara's role. It's that secure, smart conversation layer that sits right on top of your systems of record.
But this right here, this is the ultimate takeaway. Communication sovereignty equals brand power. Think about that. When you have complete control, sovereignty, over how your organization communicates, you are directly strengthening your brand and everything it stands for.
So all of this builds to one simple but incredibly powerful idea. The enterprise of the future doesn't chase communication across a dozen different apps. It commands it from a single central layer.
And that really leaves us with one final question to think about for your own organization. Right now, when it comes to your most critical conversations, is your enterprise chasing or is it commanding?